welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, baby, where we do a little bit of cussing around here. So your parental advisory has been advised. Also, baby, listen, we may have some bad opinions and whatever it is that you're going through. If you feel triggered, baby, just remember we're not talking about you. We're talking about the people on the screen. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Let me know if you can hear me or not. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Looks like my voice is carrying into the avatar. So I believe I do have audio, but I'll wait for somebody to confirm. I know everybody is looking good, feeling good, and you better be smelling good, period. All right, hold on one second so I can come on over there and see what's going on. What's going on? Toddy Jackson, you were here first. I hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday, baby. Say if y'all didn't get a chance to tell Toddy Jackson happy birthday, honey, make sure you drop whatever you want to. Cakes, drinks, whatever you want to drink. Candy, baby. You want to drop a puppy in the chat, a ladybug, whatever you want to, just drop it. And tell Toddy Jackson happy belated birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. Only me 23. Butterfly 23. L Sid. Dawn Michi DRN. Beauty is her name. Penelope. Hey, let's talk about it. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Welcome on in, sugars. Hey, Patty. How you doing, honey? Bible lady. Beauty is her name. Did I get you, baby? Thank you for confirming that we are here. And there's audio. Miss HLS. Hey. Noah and Bubba's auntie. Hey, honey. Miss Veronica, a soft place to land. Welcome on in. Jim Chick 158. Sassy Experience. Hello. Here for mindless distraction because I'm dealing with a tough situation. Well, whatever you're dealing through, Sassy, whatever you're dealing with, Sassy Experience, baby, we are going to drop those prayer hands for you. Okay, and then we're going to drop some stars and a little sparkle and light. And we just want to pray that by the end of the day, that tough situation is nothing, okay? It is behind you, all right, baby? So we're going to make sure we definitely, this is not, it's not a positive live, but, we are going to hang out. We're going to hang out. It's not positive. It's sort of negative, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you better put his ass out there. It's like sort of that type of vibe. You know what I mean? Mimi 55. Hey, baby. Mimi, thank you so much, baby doll. I really wanted to go live because Mimi, baby, I want to personally out loud say thank you so much, baby, for your blessings. I'm so grateful. I said, oh my God, so thank you so much, baby, for blessing me. And, going down there in the comments, baby, just y'all know I'm so I'm sensitive, y'all. So Mimi 55, baby, thank you so much. I'm so glad to see you in the chat so that I can say it to you directly. Honey, hugs and kisses to you, a shimmy and a shake. All right, pull in and get a little closer. And I definitely need to drop that razzle and dazzle on you for sure. Thank you, Mimi 55. Absolutely. Us as in we need seniors, Lord. Us as in we seniors need love too. Hello. Fia the first. Hey, baby, welcome on in. How you doing? Penelope, did I get you, honey? Hello. What's going on? Child, I have you got to give a presentation at 10. Tell them you ain't coming, honey, because today's live is all about we ain't going and we ain't coming. And who do you think you're talking to? For always, forever, for life. Hello, baby. Y'all, we down here on these jobs, honey. And these people think they can talk to us any type of way. Now, some of you are the boss. No, this isn't members. It ain't got to be members. Some of you are the boss. Okay. And I hope you're not talking to your employees crazy. All right. But we're going to get into who are you talking to, sir or ma'am? Yes, we are, honey. Thanks to the dolls that I had more than one doll send me this same story. All right. And I don't have a thumbnail or anything ready. So we just going to get directly into it. Let me go on down here. Oh, Marcus, darling, get off of my screen. Let me get him off. Get your ass on off of here. So before we get started, we like to play down there at the TikTok to get some of our content. This is the page. Her name is Diamond Tips for You. And she's giving nurse tips, lifestyle tips. She's a foodie and she's a mommy. Yes, there is a GoFundMe link on her profile down to the TikTok, but we're going to get into what happened to Diamond Tips for You. She went viral. She did something brave. We have a lot of dolls who are in the medical field. Okay. And I assume that there's going to be tension when you work down at the hospital, especially if you're working side by side with, the doctors, and you're dealing with tragedy. You have to take care of people. You have to love. You have to have the passion, and you have to love caring for people and taking care of people. You didn't go to school for what? I know some of y'all probably say, well, girl, I went for the money. I get that, but you have to really be a people person in order to be a nurse, right? So I guess she was having some problems down there at the job, and we're going to get directly into it because I can't be before you too long. So let's get into it.
You're on call right now?
You don't even know that.
You are the doctor on call. Does the nurse on 3 just call me and say,
Nurse on 3, and you get help by any breakdown of communication? No,
why are you screaming at me?
Because you guys do not care.
Dr. Sadiq, there's a patient that needs to be assessed.
Would you shut up?
Are you not?
Dr. Sanjay Gupta. I have enough of this.
Dr. Sadiq, I have a patient.
Would you just shut up?
Why are you telling me to shut up?
Because
I'm not your child.
Don't you have any sense?
I did not make a decision to admit him. Do you not understand English? I came in at 11 at
Shut up, man. Listen to me.
No, you don't understand English because you're yelling at me about a patient. I don't decide who gets admitted. I came in at 11 at night.
So
the patient was already admitted. Yes. That patient was already ours. He was sent to the hospital.
Shut up, bitch.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not your child. You should quit if you don't want to do your job. So are you telling me you're not going to come and assess this patient? So I can let the director know. No, there's no you guys nothing. Your job is to assess the patient. So go assess the patient.
Who gave you your job?
It doesn't matter. My job is not to be disrespected by you.
You disrespect me.
How? I came up there and asked you because the nurse down there told me you hung up on her.
I will hang up on you too. Because you guys are...
You shouldn't be a physician. You shouldn't be a physician.
Bullshit.
You don't own this hospital. It's not your decision.
I own the hospital.
It's not your decision.
I own the hospital.
No, you don't own this hospital. Because if you owned anything, you wouldn't be talking to someone the way you're talking to them. That's unprofessional.
What people you are. You don't take away.
I have a patient downstairs who needs a doctor, and you're yelling at me about who took him.
Send him out.
So you're not going to see the patient.
I'm not going to see him.
Okay.
Now, y'all remember when I told y'all all nurses aren't leaders and all doctors are not professional.
Baby, let me tell you something. Baby, let me tell you something right now. Now, let me say this. I am not a nurse, so I'm not sure if this is your typical situation. I'm sure you have to be stressed out. You have to be stressed out. I know you're stressed out, right? And I know that there's probably back and forth going on in those in those hospital hallways behind the scenes. But see what had happened right there. I'm gonna get into what happened to her if you didn't hear about it. But baby, one of us would have been in a hospital room after is all I'm going to say. Because that was absolutely insane for me to even listen to. Oh, for me to even listen to, because see, I know how I am. See, that's why I'm not a nurse. And that's why I know what kind of job that I can myself handle and do. Because see, that right there, when we got to that point, yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? And what's so disgusting and sad is she lost her job. And that's why I want to hear from you all who are down there working in this same type of environment. What do you think about that? Because we all know there's HIPAA, which that has everything to do with the patient, right? But when it comes to working in this type of environment and what occurred with the doctor and that nurse, do you feel like that was the proper, was it proper for her? Was it okay for her to record that and put it on blast? Do you think let's just listen to what she got to say first. Let's just, hold on. Let's just get into, we'll do all of that in a minute. I also want to hear from some of my nurses. I know I have some nurses in here and I want to hear from you. Give me a second. I got to find, bear with me to get that. I want to hear from you, and you can do it anonymously, of course, right? I'm not going to play it during this. It's not going to be played during this live. But since I can't do a long live today, I want you to tell me if you want to, or share with me after we listen to the very last video, if this is what you're going through, or if this is normal. Is this typical? Like, I really want to know. Hold on one second, y'all. Bear with me. I have to go get something. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it from, let me just start playing the video. I mean, I heard, like, what did he say? You people, which sometimes that's how some people talk. They'll say you people, but the way it was, then he said something about this country. It was given like, yeah, it was given all of that. So let's get into Diamond telling us what went down.
Hey y'all. So first, good evening. I want to just say thank you to all my TikTok friends, to all my new TikTok friends that I've made, and just the supporters that have come onto the post and left a kind word. Those of you who don't work in healthcare, I really have a tremendous amount of respect for you for being empathetic and being able to recognize the magnitude of what nurses deal with. And not just nurses, CNAs, healthcare workers in general. And I thank you for being there, for sharing, for liking. For those of you who brought negativity or tried to spin this into something to make it fit your narrative or make it anything outside of what it was, I'm thankful to you too, because you're still bringing awareness to the real problem, which is the fact that everybody deserves respect in the workplace, no matter your color, your age, your race, your sex, your culture, your sexual orientation. I don't care. It was about respect. So thank you. And before I waste any more time, I want to get into the background, because I know a lot of you want to know how this happened and what's going on. So let's get into that. So just to give you a little background, I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse now for 6 years. I've been a nurse in general for 13 years. And I've worked in almost every setting. Also, aside from that, I own my own business. So I pretty much have dealt with a lot of providers, a lot of fellow nurses, colleagues, administrators, customers, you name it, I've dealt with it. So now that you know a little bit about me, let's get into this role here. I work at a psychiatric hospital as a RN supervisor, and my main function is to make sure everybody is safe and well, to make sure everybody is where they're supposed to be in performing their job duties, and to make sure that the patients get the care they need. So I do have other RNs who I supervise. One who in particular last night had a patient who needed to be assessed by the doctor in order for her to move on to the next step of her job. When she reached out to that doctor, he not only yelled at her, he hung up the phone in her face, which prompted her to do what is next in her job, which is notifying her direct supervisor, which was me. So I get a phone call from the nurse, and she says, The patient has XYZ going on. I reached out to the doctor. He yelled at me. He hung up on me. I was en route to that floor anyway to do a separate task. So in my travels, I stopped at the doctor's lounge to see if the doctor, in fact, had plans on coming to see this patient soon. The doctor came to the door with an attitude and immediately asked me, why is this patient here? Who admitted this patient? And proceeded to scream at me about how he spoke to a handful of other people 8 hours prior about why this wasn't a proper patient for our hospital, and why he shouldn't have been accepted. That may be well and true, but in the moment, that's not what's relevant. So I'm asking the doctor, is he going to come down and see the patient? Reminding him that I'm the overnight supervisor that came on at 11, and I had no say or really no hand in his admission process whatsoever. I was told to shut up probably 6 times before I started that recording. I did not go up there with phone in hand ready to record a doctor's conversation. This is something I do every day. It's nothing to record. I also know about cell phone policy and social media and all of that stuff, but I also know about protecting yourself and being an advocate for yourself the same way you are for your patients, because there's a such thing as he said, she said, his word versus your word, and a doctor with a 40-year tenure in an organization and you being a little agency supervisor. So yes, I made an immediate decision after the last shut up that I could tolerate to start recording the audio of that conversation. And as you can hear, I started the recording at the part where I, verify that he is in fact the doctor on call that should be coming down to see the patient, and that is the rest of the conversation that you heard. Now, I do want to just say this, because as disrespectful as he was, it did not warrant me to lose myself. Yes, I did say a few things to him in defense that I probably wouldn't typically say, because I had been abused verbally for several minutes at that time. But I don't want any of you to think it's okay to let somebody that small-minded bring you out of character, because it's never going to work out in your favor if you start to do things or say things that are ethically wrong in the defense that he did it first. It's not going to work for you. I'm not going to risk my license, losing my license, or tarnishing my reputation even a little bit with factual information that I used profanity or I was, acting hostile. They love to use the word hostile with nurses of color anyway. So I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of saying that I played a part in that situation or that, I antagonized it, because that's one thing that I've learned will happen to you as a nurse. So instead, I had every staff member that heard his yelling through the floor write a statement. I wrote a statement. I notified my direct supervisor. I'm not going to wake people up in the middle of the night. I was a director. That's not the way to handle it. And I'm a professional that can wait till 7 in the morning. There's nothing that the director or the boss or the board is going to do at 4 o'clock in the morning for me, other than wake up out of their sleep and be aggravated. So I'm not going to do that. You have to know how to properly fight your battles and when something is emergent and non-emergent. So I was not going to do that. When 7 o'clock in the morning came, all the proper protocols were in place. The situation is under review right now. He has not been terminated as of yet, but the situation is being handled. It is being addressed. I know a lot of you don't know me personally, but I am not somebody to just let something slide. I'm also not somebody to take abuse. That could have went one or two ways, but if I was outside on the street talking to someone, it would be a different story than the way I'm going to talk to them at my place of work. Us nurses of color and us nurses in general, we get scrutinized. A lot of doctors are, insecure in themselves. They have superiority complexes, and they don't like strong nurses. They don't like vocal nurses, and they just don't like to be addressed or challenged, period. I feel like he wanted to take his time and get dressed and come see that patient when he felt like it. And because I did my job and I followed up on him, it was a how dare her moment. Who is she? Who does she think she is kind of moment. And I wasn't going to submit to that. And I also wasn't going to lose who I am in the process. So I really, really appreciate everybody's support. I am taking it to the next step. I am not going to let it slide. And I sympathize for anybody who's been hurt by a physician or by anybody in the workplace verbally. You don't deserve it. I hope that this video gives you the backbone and the courage you need to stand up. And remember, standing up for yourself doesn't mean being unprofessional or cursing someone out. It just means setting boundaries, communicating your boundaries, and not allowing anybody to disrespect you. So I hope that you take from that anything. If you take from this, take that from it. And I will post part 3 soon. Thank you.
All right, so we heard from Nurse Diamond. I'm trying to see if there's a part 3 on here that I missed out. Let me see here. Oh no, I think she took everything down. I guess she had to take it down. It's not here. Oh no, it's still here. So there's not a part 3 yet. Now I have a funny feeling what they're going to try to use against her is every video that she used on her TikTok that she recorded with the hospital in the background. I don't know why. I just feel like that's where they're going to go with this. You know, they'll do some shit that doesn't make sense to you and us out, you know, on the outside world listening in, but they'll find different loopholes to justify the reason why she is no longer employed with this hospital. So she does have a GoFundMe, and she has a GoFundMe because, give me a second, y'all. I'm still trying to, I made the mistake of not watching that video, and I was watching it with you guys when I was supposed to be getting this information instead, but I didn't actually hear all of it. So she has a GoFundMe. It's a 10K. She wants to raise $10,000. It says, I was terminated for standing up, for speaking out, and for daring to record the verbal assault when no one else would protect me. Meanwhile, the physician who verbally abused me still has his job. This isn't just about me. It's about the system that protects power and punishes the people who care the most. She's asking for your support to help cover, of course, legal fees and secure labor and employment law. She's also wanting to hold the hospital accountable. I'm not going to read all of that, baby. Let me go ahead to the next. She's saying she's a registered nurse, a single mother of 3 beautiful children, dedicated her life to caring for others, showing up day and night to help heal, comfort, and protect patients in their most vulnerable moments. But now I need help. She's saying that this was a traumatic and deeply unjust experience at the hands of a physician on call at the hospital. We heard what he said, so she's explaining all of that. And she said when she did report the abuse, the hospital did nothing. No investigation, no support, no accountability. And she says, in fact, she feels like she was the one being punished. Okay, so that is what her GoFundMe is all about. She says she's worked hard to provide for her children, to live with integrity, and to advocate for patients and coworkers alike. With your help, I hope not only to find justice for myself, but to create lasting change for every nurse and healthcare worker who's been silenced, mistreated, or retaliated against. Thank you for standing with me, believing in justice, and helping protect the heart of healthcare. With gratitude, Nurse Red Diamond. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there as well. Unfortunately, she did not meet even a piece of her goal. I believe that baby only raised, let me see here. And I'm weird about it, a GoFundMe. So I'm not even going to give my opinion on that because, again, I'm not a nurse and I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. But out of the 10K so far, she just raised $266. we are during, we're in the middle of a time where it's when people give you 50 cents, you have to be thankful because there's so much going on with people's finances right now. People are afraid to even spend $1 because you just don't know. You don't know right now. Okay, so I'm not shocked that that's all she has in her GoFundMe. But let me come on back over to you guys. Give me a second, because baby, I'm in this phone, that phone, and the other. Whoo, Lord, there's a lot of comments to catch up in. For the names that I wrote down so far, I want to say hello to Aaliyah TV, Jackson Tabasco, April B, Butterfly 927, Tina Girl A, Let's Talk About It, Leo Lady 251, Jet Black, Shay B, Dr. Charles, the favorite one. If I didn't say your name, I do apologize. I didn't see you come in when I was, toggling back and forth through the screen. Yes, she was definitely fired. Pen Pal 50, welcome on in. So she no longer has her job, is what she's telling everybody, and she wants to raise money, of course, for a legal team. Jackson Tabasco. Now, I did see Jackson Tabasco said that she is a nurse down there to the Grey's Anatomy and somewhere else, and I hollered. Of course, I can't find it now because I'm so behind on the comments, right? But I don't know how I would handle this situation. I know that when we're down here at these jobs, we have to realize the next move that we make, the next move could be your best move, or the next move can have you in a world of trouble. And her standing up and speaking out, Jackson Tabasco. See, I said Tabasco today. So yeah, this, I can't believe. And honey, I've been into some verbal back and forths, okay, on my job. I have been in, yes, I have, baby. I don't matter where I went, where I've been at, where I've worked. We did some back and forth. Absolutely. Back and forth for sure. And it's never been that. Now, I had a real bad situation, but it's never been like that. It was an equal opportunity when I did have like a back and forth situation like that. That was like, I can't lose my job and she can't lose her job, because it was just a balance of back and forth, so I don't know. I think since she had the recording, I think what I would do was, I'm stuttering because I'm trying to, how am I trying to put this? I would take legal action behind the scenes with my recording before I put it on social media, is what I would do. Yeah, I is what I would do. I've never tussled physically, Elle said, but verbally, absolutely. And absolutely I've had. I'm not proud of it, but sometimes, sometimes you don't, depending on who you are, sometimes you don't have control, and when you don't know better, you don't do better. That was my situation, to be quite honest with you, But Mimi 55 said, nursing is not for the weak. You have to be smart. I had a racist student nurse was trying to get me kicked out of the nursing program, but it didn't happen. I don't tolerate disrespect of any kind, so I know I would have flipped out. I've learned to control it. Right. You have to learn how to definitely control yourself when it comes to a situation, especially if you work in an environment where tension is definitely thick. I mean, they're in a psych hospital, so I know it's already stressful there, but that's no excuse. Being a nurse is not for the weak. Both my younger sister and cousin are nurses. One works at the state hospital, and there is always some BS. Right? I mean, think about the different shows that we have out here that, like you said, Grey's Anatomy. What was the other show? Just with Jackson Tabasco said General Hospital. But, the different series that are out here with House. Was it House? I think it was called House, with the doctor that was on all the drugs and whatnot and carrying on. I mean, there's a lot of drama in the hospital to begin with, right? And I'm sure there's going to be tension, but baby, please watch your mouth. Please Watch your mouth. Bigger issue is nursing is not as organized as it should be. There should be a system in place for this kind of foolishness, going to the bushes and work before somebody cusses me out on my job. Okay, Dawn Michi, honey, I understand. Yeah, that's what she said. Right, Bible lady, Grey's Anatomy is in a general hospital, baby. You are trying to advocate for patients and have to deal with doctors who are not advocating for them. It's just, again, Petty Patty is advising that she needs to find a civil attorney who's paid after the case is settled. And that's in reference to the GoFundMe situation. Aaliyah said, I don't donate to anything unless it's for a funeral. Let's talk about it suing. Oh, yes, it has it written all over it. Dawn Michi, who is ARN, says, Dag, this brings me back to my young nursing years. Many, many days I cried because of the nasty doctors. It didn't take me long to grow a shell and function in the hospital setting without crumbling, triggered. So a lot of you, and when I say a lot of you, it can mean one person. That's just how I say things, right? But a lot of you are pretty much just settling, knowing that this is it is what it is. And it's almost like you grow a second, third, fourth layer of skin and you just deal with it. Because there are, in the nursing community, people love their job. And I don't even like calling it a job because it's more than that. They love to take care of people. This is what they love to do. And they grow those they're growing those layers of skin, tough skin, if that's what you want to call it. And they're dealing with this abuse. I don't know if it's on this type of level, what we were just privy to now, but I can't imagine. See, that's why I did not go down there to the nurse school, because I'm not really a people person, right? But I respect the community. Because of course, I've been in a hospital before. My loved ones have been in a hospital before. And when your loved ones are getting that one-on-one care with the nurse or the doctor or whomever is on call, you have to appreciate that and understand that everybody is not going to handle your loved ones with their white gloves, So there are people who love what they do. We are the eyes for the doctor, and a good nurse is hard to come by. How dare you disrespect the advocate for your patient? She should have gone to an attorney with the recording first before putting it on TikTok, because she could blow her case. Because that's what I was trying to say for Always Forever for Life. I was trying to download a video. Give me a second to do that, you guys. That's where I think they're going to wiggle through this termination, because now that it's viral. And what's so sad, it's viral on her page, but it's viral on the bloggers and everybody else who reported the story, right? So so she doesn't even have enough people following her TikTok page to get, so she can be monetized, right? That's the one thing about going viral and posting something, especially if you're about to risk your livelihood, is you're not guaranteed. You can go viral, but if you're not the source of your own story that's going viral, that's another thing you got to think about, because she's still not monetized yet on TikTok. She only has 7,972 followers. I believe you have to have 10K in order to be monetized. And it's not easy. It's not an easy walk in the park as far as, getting coin from the TikTok, but she's like out of a job. She's not monetized on TikTok. So it's just like, I think I definitely, after the fact, I don't know what I would do if I was in her shoes currently at that moment. To be quite honest with you, knowing me and how my temper can get, I don't know if I would have had the recording. Because see, baby, we would have face to face, because what had happened, excuse me, what did you just say? There would have been a whole theatrics, okay? Me looking from the left to the right, around the corner, me pacing the hallway, coming back to him. Were you talking to me? Because I know good goddamn well you weren't just talking to me. You know, like who, what? He did a lot. And I feel like there's a difference in being stressed out, thick tension, and talking to me crazy. But no, you're talking to me sideways and crazy. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm mature enough for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, she did what she thought she needed to do. But let me show you this really quick, and y'all let me know what you think. I have to take the volume down because, honey, they like to play all that music down there on the TikToks. So let me take the volume down. And this is what I want to show you guys when it comes to different loopholes to justify why they fired her. Okay. So I'm trying to upload that to my StreamYard now. So please be patient with me, sugars. And it's not even a minute long, so it should upload pretty quick. But this is what I think is going to get her caught up in her whole situation with her termination. And I'm sure she can find another, she definitely can find something else. But then again, I don't know what happens with a situation like that. You're able to go to a different hospital, right, you guys? Like you were just terminated from the general hospital. I'm using that because that's what Jackson Tabasco, that's where she works at. Jackson Tabasco works down there at the general hospital. Bible Lady says, I work on the admin side of healthcare, and these doctors have a superior untouchable complex. I will say I've heard and seen much worse than this, unfortunately. Oh my God. But I gets with them in their sandbox. Damn, you heard worse than this? Bible Lady, go home. What is in your Bible Lady? What is in your avatar? Y'all, you know what? Nesto Shackles, Walk of Shame. Hey, baby. Now, Bible Lady, what is going on? I'm trying to read. You're trying to be serious, and then I gotta look up and deal with that. I can't with y'all. I used to work with some nurses that I would call the bipolar nurse or the deaf nurse. It seems like that certain nurses worked with, patients would die. I believe that. I really do. No, Jackson, I don't know anything. I'm here talking about Nurse Diamond. Patty, if I were her, I would shut my TikTok page down for a little bit while I was looking for a job, honey, to find me something else so they wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Before they even find out, because this is really fresh still, so honey, I'm going to find me something real quick before they figure out it's me. Tanya B here. Hello, baby. How are you? I have also been in the medical field for over 20 years, admin, and I have heard horrible things as well. Like this, you guys. Bible Lady says she heard worse. That's crazy. We were right in the middle of the doctor's lounge. Hey, Sassy Sue. And she took me in there because she thought I was going to act. Wait, I missed the part one. Okay, I've never had a problem with the doc where I worked. And I guess the girl cleaned out. That was... So I never had a problem with a doctor where I worked as a respiratory therapist after I cussed a girl clean out that was training me after talking down to me like she gave birth to me. And then Sassy Sue said, we were right in the middle of the doctor's lounge. She took me in there because she thought she was going to be acting like the doctor, shaking my head. The best showdown, if you need to get into somebody and get with them, is if it's one-on-one. You never want an audience, and you definitely don't want to record. And if you are recording, what we learned from Diamond is you may want to go to the legal side of it with your recording, and don't come to the TikToks with it. Lord, I hope the company is not going for, okay. Thank you, Mimi 55. I hope the company is not going for her nursing license. That's what I was trying to get to. Like, what happens with this? Is it just this hospital? Can I go across the street to down at the General Hospital where Tabasco works at and get me, and get a job over there? Or is this it for me? You know what I mean? So Doogie Howser, y'all are messy. I forgot all about Brother Doogie. Brother Doogie Howser. I would have had to walk away when he first started talking crazy because I probably would have blacked out. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I used to work with a urologist that used to cuss the staff out. Baby, when he parted his lips to cuss at me, I cussed him and his mammy and his greedy grandmammy out. He never parted lips to say a goddamn thing to me again. I had to put a little seasoning on that Bible lady. I felt like we had to use the word mammy, and I had to add a few, you know what I mean? I had to get into it. I felt it. So I had to, I had to add a little commentary with that, baby. I know that's right. I had to add a little, you know what I mean? I had to put a little Pepsi on it. We need to do that. Yes, we need the dude that goes around cussing people's boss out for them. He needs to go down there to the general hospital. Absolutely. I got close up on her. I thought I was speaking low, but every doctor in there was clutching their pearls. That's me, honey, because let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, I used to be meek, right? Or whatever you want to call it. I had a problem with a lady at one of my previous employers. And I hate to bring race into this, but I'm going to do it anyway. She was a white woman married to a black man. So she was, she was sassy. Kina 14, hey, baby, welcome on in. She was sassy. And she thought she could talk to us a certain way. Now, she was the only white woman. The rest of us, we were black. And I was in her office, and I don't even know what it was that we were talking about, but she was talking to me crazy. Now, she was one of those managers that would tell you all of her business, what was going on between, what was going on with her husband and what was going on with her stepchildren and the grandkids. But then, of course, when she wanted to be the manager, she wanted to, talk to you crazy and sideways. And I got so pissed off. I'm in her office. I went into the bathroom and I called my mom. I was in my 20s during this time. I called my mom and I'm crying and I'm telling my mom, I'm like, she's talking to me. This bitch. We're a cussing family. So I know some of y'all don't cuss when you're talking to your mom, but this is the type of relationship I have with my mom. And my mom, waited for me to finish. And she said, Nia, she said, you go in there and you tell that bitch what's on your mind, because that bitch puts her drawers on one leg at a time like you do. And honey, when my mom told me that, I said, yes, ma'am. And I hung that damn phone up and I opened that bathroom, baby. And I went into her office and I cussed Carol's ass out. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, baby. I cussed Carol's ass out because that's what my mama told me to do, because she told me that lady puts her underwear on, but she used the word drawers one leg at a time like you do. And I take that advice with me everywhere I go, everywhere that I go. I come from a cussing family. Baby, I opened that bathroom door and her office was right across from the bathroom, baby, and I let her ass have it. And we didn't have no problem after that. Carol was crying after I got done with her. But you made me cry, ma'am. So I was just returning the favor. You made me cry, now it's your goddamn turn to cry. So yeah, ever since that talk with my mom in the bathroom, in the restroom facility, you had to fax the feather. How you doing? You said you had to get into a Carol as well. I had to light into a manager, Carol, and my twin girl. Carol, listen, Carol, you are not going to tell me all of your business. Tell everybody your business and think that we are homegirls, but then you want to talk to me crazy. Oh, baby, I had to call my mama. I had to call my mama. Yes. No, I did not pass her a tissue. And this was I think I was working the clothes. This is when I worked for Verizon Wireless, baby. This was the Verizon Wireless. She was the manager. I was the Verizon Wireless, honey. You know, back in the day, for those of you, everybody has a different career path, but for those of you who know, you used to make good money working for Verizon or Verizon Wireless. So I was in my 20s, and that was considered that was a very good job for me. Okay. And yeah, honey, I went in there and let Carol's ass have it, and did. I'm a Scorpio and I can take a lot, but I can tell you, I truly feel it and will make you want to crawl back up into your mama's ass. I had to clean that up some. I have to keep this side of me in therapy. I have to keep that side in me in therapy. I went to therapy too. I am a Scorpio. I know everything about that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't know what they're paying now, but they paid good money back there in the early 2000s. Yes, they did. I was at Jackie Penny, aka Jack A. Penny, baby, aka JC's Pennies. Y'all are so funny. Dimples Wimples 504 Chick-fil-A gal, welcome on in, baby. How y'all doing? Yeah, so I mean, you know, you have to really, my mama told me to tell you to mind your mother effing business. Come on, period. Ms. Veronica said, I'm a quiet storm. My boss had me helping someone all week. On Friday, she complained that my work was piled up on my desk. The way I lit into her without one curse word, she never did it again. Sometimes you just got to pop off. And with the Kendrick show, you just got to pop off and show ninjas. Sometimes is what you got to do. Who is this on my phone? What you doing today? Working, baby. Who called? My daughter texted me, Mom, what you doing today? It's Monday. I'm working. What had happened, sugar? It's a Monday. These kids are something else. Dig that, Carol. You may not like me, but bitch, you will definitely respect me. Absolutely. And will and do. And it's so crazy because moving forward, I did make plenty of mistakes before I went there down to the therapy. And you know, when you have one-on-ones on certain job, and this is the same job that I'm on right now, and I had a one-on-one with the supervisor, and I had a one-on-one with my supervisor, and she said, what goals did you accomplish? And I sat there, her name is Darlene, and I sat there and I looked at Darlene. I said, well, you know what? I didn't make anybody cry yet. If y'all would have seen how Darlene looked at me, see, this is when I was a little sick in the head, but I sat there. I felt like that was a goal. I was just like, I didn't make anybody cry yet. We didn't have to have any type of, no one didn't have to mediate any type of situation with me. No one accused me of being intimidating and this, that, and the third. And then after I thought about it, I said, the only issue I had was with the lady in the cafeteria that thought she was going to talk to me crazy. But I don't think that counts because she did cry after. But other than that, I haven't made anybody cry. And that's when I knew something was wrong with me and I needed to get some damn help. Because to say that, like it was oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I haven't made anybody cry down here to this job. Sure. That's when you know you need to grow up and get yourself together. Okay, because you do have to have some type of control. You have to have some type of control when you're down here on these people's jobs, okay, when you don't work for yourself. And you have to have control when you work for yourself as well, because there's something called, regardless of what you're doing, there's always going to be customer service that you have to have, okay? You have to, listen, baby, you got to take a class. Is it Dale Carnegie? There's something out there to help the people. You have to have people skills and social skills in order to survive out here. You need that. You do. Dimples Wimple says, F that. I have life PTSD. Darlene said, oh, she good. Baby, Darlene was just looking like, oh, well, okay. All right. The woman he chose, hey, baby, welcome on in. I told the supervisor, liking you is not my job description. Let me do my work and leave me alone. And I love that. And I like that. And that was short and sweet. You didn't do too much. Damn, I sure did make someone cry when I was a little manager. Aaliyah TV, it's okay. Let it out. What you say now that I think about it? TB21, hey baby, welcome on in. How are you, honey? Say that. Just me. Hey baby, welcome on in. So no, you grow and you learn from these things, because see, when you also have that type of attitude, or when you can't control your emotions, and then you have children, that becomes a problem. I'm just keeping it real. So all of this can be a trigger for many things when it comes to how that doctor was talking to that nurse and how the nurse handled it. But I gotta go. So let me show you all the type of posts that she does have on her TikTok. And as a nurse, I want you all to let me know what you think. Jackson included. Don't be talking about, well, Jackson, she is a nurse. She works down there at the General Hospital in the Grey's Anatomy. I want her to weigh in as well. Don't be treating her like that. So there's music, like hip hop music, that goes along with this post of her on the TikTok. When you're the youngest and flyest dawn ever. Okay. So I feel like different posts like that went kind of fast. Let me just give you a smidgen.
Being a doctor, being a nurse, it's not regular.
Okay. Different things like this. Right here may cause a situation, and there may be a loophole that they can utilize and come for her, because there is something down there in the medical. I know we have to take this course every year. And before I got to go look it up right now before I before I say the wrong things, but it's called in progress completed. Let me go into my learning thing here. Okay, so we have to do a training, and it's called Safe and Secure with Me, Information Privacy and Security. They have something called Healthcare Fraud, Waste and Abuse Code of Conduct. What else? Another one. Safe Information Privacy. I already said that one. Special Need Plan Model of Care Training, Workplace Violence Prevention and Response. Like there's different learnings that we have to do. And a lot of it has something to do with, keeping your computer unlocked, making sure that everything is secure that can be considered sensitive. And when you have your cell phone out and you're recording yourself, you get what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of that. You got to be very mindful of that. Never post on Blue Ivy's internet from your work setting. Exactly. The airline flight attendant was fired for twerking and recording it on it. Exactly. You have to be mindful of that as well. See, that's her goddamn problem. Stop putting everything on the social media. The Duchess, if you are here, welcome on in, baby. I didn't see you in the chat, but I see everybody speaking to you. Some of these people don't understand what people are going through. My boss and I have an understanding. He's going to get what he gives, so we get along great. Exactly. Now I have somebody right now down on my part-time job that triggers me. Oh, he triggers me so bad. And I'm trying to learn him right now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn who he is, because I'm like, this is what helps me, is when I figure out if this is just how this person is. Like, is this is his personality. This is her personality. She doesn't know any better. Like, this is how I process in my mind before I open up my mouth. Like, oh, you're just, okay, you're just an asshole. Got it. Cool. You know what I mean? When I figure that part out, oh, you're insecure. You're obviously not wearing the pants at home with your wife. Got it. I have to process different things before I react to something that I don't like. So I hardly ever post on social media. And when I do post, I always think about my profession, because I know that employers check on your social media before considering you for an interview or a job. And that is so true. And that's another reason why you all should never have your first and last name on any of your social media pages. And you do not allow your coworkers to follow you. Okay. Always have an alias on the social medias. Okay. Please and thank you. All right. Double handcuffs. Did I say hello to you, baby? Welcome on in. Do you work in the medical insurance? I'm in insurance. So those things that I listed off to you, just me, is that the same thing in the medical industry? I'm in insurance. That's a mess, Nesto. You see her picture, Nesto Shackles, shuffle walk of shame. Now you know that's a mess. My boss hides behind me and lets me fight for the office. Dimples Wimple says, YouTube comments and chat is my only social media. If they're looking for things to hold against you, you can and will use it. That's why they started requesting your email address on job applications. You also have to have a separate email as well. And you have to be careful when you sign up for your email. Do not put your first and last name when you register that email, because when you email back and forth, your first and last name is going to pop up. So you want to make sure that if your name is Big Booty Judy, when you put your first and last name, when you register for that email, you might want to put Judy Booty, just for an example. Don't put Judy Jones or Judy Smith, because now all of you know what I mean? You got to be careful is what you got to do. Okay. That can be their personality, but one thing's for certain, just because you can't run the house over there with Sally Ann, does that mean you get to come up in this MF for thinking you're going to talk crazy to me? Because we can knuck and buck if that's what the F you want to do, Gordy. I said his name, y'all. Sorry, I had to thank you, Bible lady. I had to get that off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because you can't get hard at home. You want to come here and be hard, huh? What? Who you think you talking to, sir? I'll be back. Hold on. Yeah, Gordy. Huh? Who you think you talking to? And Gordy don't even be talking to me crazy. I just don't like him. I just don't like him. I don't like his personality. I don't like his type. I don't like people who feel like they just have to say something to you because that's their position. I'm here part-time. I am here part-time. And sometimes I be on my Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris. My man got 2 jobs. Meanwhile, like, girl, you here for a reason. But you know what I mean? Sometimes I have to remember, well, girl, you are here for a reason. Don't cuss Gordy out. Like, don't give Gordy the business. He's just annoying. I don't even like how he looks. Walking in there with his mask on and all, like, I don't like him. Hey, I noticed that is he's, who he's like. Did you ever see The Office, the movie, when the guy comes to the cubicle and he's talking to him about the memo? He's like he's very much like that guy. But that's the first thing when you be on these parts. I don't even need to be here for real. I got a job. For real, you fall into that type of, you get cocky, but it's just like, but ma'am, here you are coming in here. So obviously you forget, But baby, when it's time for that one-on-one, that's when I do all my that's when I carry on. That's when I carry on. Is during that one-on-one. I don't know if they do one-on-ones down there to the Whole Foods or not, child. I don't know, because like I said, I am part-time. So I don't know. Zenzo, hey baby, how are you? I don't know whom or what you're speaking of, but I'm here for it. We're talking about how people be talking to us crazy down there at these jobs, okay? And we're talking about recording private, recording stressful interactions that you're having and the tension at your job and posting it on social media, recording on your job, period, and putting it on TikTok. We're just talking about things like that. Social media and, using your actual government name, things like that. You sound just like me, Unfiltered Doll. I don't like a lot of people for no reason. I have a reason for always, forever, for life. I told you he was annoying. He's annoying. He always has to say something when he needs to shh. Shut the hell up. So, yeah, that's all I got, you guys. I just wanted to come out here and talk about that. I see that there was a Lamont call dropped. We will definitely be reviewing that. I can't do it from the work. I have too much going on at work right now, so I'm unable to do it. I may have to do, we're probably going to drop a pre-recorded of the Nesto call because I am really, really strict on time this week. There's so much I have to catch up with everything that happened last week and everything that has been rescheduled and, from canceled. There's a lot of things that was canceled last week because my area didn't have power. So everything that was supposed to happen with the school and different events, it's happening this week. I'm also working my part-time job this week. There's a lot going on this week. Okay. So we will be doing a lot of pre-recorded videos. I know some of y'all hate a pre-recording. We do have a birthday. I believe it is the Real B Law and Order's birthday today. Let me go in here and look, y'all. Give me a second. We also have another story. Honey, the bigamy out here. The bigamy on that house. Oh, the house guest. Everything, all is well. I'll tell y'all about it when I go live. Yeah, all is well with the house guest. He was well behaved. What is the what's it called? Damn, I done lost my train of thought already, girl. What was I saying, y'all? Can somebody tell me? Oh, yes. Yes. There that is. All right, I got it. It is the 5th. Yes, today is the Real VB Law and Order's birthday. So happy birthday to her. I don't know if she's here or not. And baby, we're going to play that birthday song, of course. So let's get into that. I got to go over to the Dollhouse. Oh, no, honey. Before we do the birthday song, we do have a sponsor over here. Now, today's sponsor is going to tell you everything about what's going on in this country. All right. And I said, oh, well, you want to pay me to tell the people what's going on? And they said, yeah. I said, okay. Now, some of y'all, oh, girl, you're just starting out. This is a small, don't worry about my sponsors. Just worry about the message because they sponsored this live, okay?
I didn't even know that we are in debt. We owe China. We owe them. Because those are the people that want us to give them what they want. It's just a lot of shit that be on my mind that I be really thinking about. All these weapons that's getting sold, the U.S. troop and the goddamn army troop are basically betraying nuclear bombs, goddamn tanks and shit. They are doing it. Why you think they banning TikTok? So what else they gonna ban? They banning people for driving Lyft, doing Uber.
So they banning Uber and Lyft?
That's basically what's going on.
All right. So this is what's going on in this country. You need to stay ready, baby. Stay ready. Okay? Stay ready. So you ain't got to get ready, baby, if you stay ready. I think that's how they say it. I might be like Nesto, baby. I'm probably tearing it up, baby. But listen, stay ready. Stay on go. Be trained to go. Because they banning Uber. Yeah. And is. Now, what I am going to do is I have to talk to my sponsor about that volume. So what I'm going to have to do is right now, before I get off the line with you, because I don't know if y'all heard him or not. So give me a second to go on in here and turn the, wait, is this it here? No, that's enough up right here. Hold on a minute. Because I don't know if y'all, I got to turn the volume up on this one. Because I don't know if you got it all. Let me see.
We owe China. We owe them.
Okay, I'll fix that. Let me save this. And then I'm going to have to go back in here and then bump the volume up again. Because in case some of y'all didn't hear what had happened, the next time we go live, you will. Yes, you will. Okay. So let me go on ahead and Uber. You don't know what Uber is? I am Coco. Hey, baby, how you doing? How are you, baby? Y'all tell I am Coco what the Uber is. She didn't know what Uber was. We got to help her. And Donna Trump is the current president, and he is. All right. So that was, you know, a word from our sponsor. And we're going to play that birthday song, honey.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, baby. Enjoy your day. Blessings. It's a blessing to see another year. Absolutely. I hope you got everything that you wanted to get, sugar. I know you better be eating good. Just because it's Monday, don't, I don't care if you celebrate it over the weekend. Today is the day. All right. So make sure you eat good. I know you're feeling good, looking good, and you better be smelling good, honey. Do not log anything into that health fitness app. I don't even care if you was acting the fool for your birthday for the full weekend. Today is the actual day. Today is the day. You can be healthy tomorrow, sugar, okay? Enjoy your birthday, all right? Please.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun. I gotta be good.
Next up is the bigamy down there in Florida. I don't know if you all heard about it, but the men are running around this country marrying multiple women's at the same goddamn time. Yes, they are. And we're going to talk about it on our next live. Well, maybe one of these lives, but not the next one. I think we got to do Lamont. It don't matter. We got a lot to talk about this week. Okay. Yes, we do. We have a lot to get into. Lord, I'm too old for a language change. All right. So, are we shaking any buns? Are we going to shake what our mamas gave us? Oh, hell. You know what I forgot to do? Yeah, I don't know. Y'all let me know. Do we need to hear from anybody? Not in this live, baby, because I ain't got time. Do we need to hear from anybody about the nurse and her situation via the speak pipe? Let me know, and I will drop the speak pipe link, and we can follow up on that on another chat. Let me know. I don't know where the link is right now, child. I can't even find it. I thought I had it set aside somewhere, and I guess I don't. No, I don't think we need to do speak pipe for the nurse situation. We did all the commentary here in the chat. So we'll save that for another topic. Maybe we will do that for the preview of this bigamist running around in Florida with his green eyes, marrying the white women, county to county. Did y'all hear about that, child? That is a mess. Now that's a mess. Did I upload a preview for y'all? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, let me give y'all a preview. Hold on now. Don't go no damn where. Wait a minute. Y'all stay right where you're at. Stay put. If I'm too loud, baby, turn your volume down. You already know what we do around here. You know I'm loud. Okay, let me go here to the Googles. Google. Because Henry and his raggedy ass, honey. Oh, I can't wait to share this story with y'all because, see, y'all always ask the questions. Reefs and Muffs, Mom, how you doing, baby? You always ask when it comes to these different men and how they're getting away with it. Y'all like to say, well, how did they fall for, like, y'all be like, how did Shirley fall for Nesto? What is Sally doing with Randolph? What is Henry and Tamika doing together? I'm going to show you just what's going on in these different comments and how people behave. Please hit the like button. Thank you for reminding the people, Patty. I appreciate y'all for doing what I forget to do. All right. Please hit the like button, sugars. It helps us do what? Get into the algorithm. Absolutely. Give me a moment. Let me type in Henry the bigamist in Florida, down there in the Florida man, triple betrayal. Let's see, is this one going to show me a video? Okay, there we go. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Let me see. Oh, gotta share my screen. Damn, my stomach is growling, and I don't even have my good protein bar to get me through. I'm gonna have to actually crack and scramble eggs. That's stupid. Okay. Oh, y'all can't see the screen. Hold on, y'all. This is just a preview. We're going to talk about it. I'm waiting for it to load. But let me read a little bit of it to you. A man is facing charges for marrying 3 Florida women in 3 different counties at the same time. Now, those women are speaking out saying that the system that handles the marriage license kept them in the dark because the systems aren't talking to one another. So he's running around getting married, and each county, the system, baby, everybody has to speak to one another. That's not what's going on down there in the Florida, obviously, okay? Let me go ahead and get this big on the screen. This is just a preview, and then we'll talk about it another time. I'm not going to play this whole video. Come on, NBC News, or who is this? ABC Action. Come on, you got to do better. You sit up here and embarrass me. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Well, too bad. It's we'll talk about it. I'll find a video. I have the video already. We'll talk about it in another live, but yeah, this is the story we're going to talk about. The Florida man married 3 women in 3 counties and kept them all in the dark. Okay. Yes, they all met on dating apps. Henry Betsy is up to no good, and he got the women running around here wondering what the hell is going on. Okay. And that's all we got. Honey, don't say it's ghetto over here, El Cid, honey, because you see what had happened. That wasn't me. That was ABC Action News acting a fool. Yes, it was, honey. I had nothing to do with it that time. No, I did not. All right, so we're going to get on out of here, baby. I don't have time to shake no ass today. We shake ass tomorrow, all right? We're going to shake ass on another day. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of y'all support. It means the world to me, honey. That's all we got, okay? And we're out of here. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
All right, Slash.
Oh, what you working for?
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't